G'day, William from Authentic. Slightly different video for the channel this time. Bit of a behind the scenes, I guess. I'm on tour, so to speak. I am I've just left Hyden in WA, and I'm heading east. So Hyden's probably, I don't know, let's have a look. Yeah, 350 k's from Perth, and I'm on my way to Adelaide. Not entirely sure why I'm embarking on this journey, but anyway, we are. It's what we're doing. So, a bit of a solo mission to start with. On my way to Adelaide, then we'll jump on a plane to Melbourne. A few things to do there. Then I'll be back in Adelaide, and then I'll pick up a buddy and we'll go for a bit of a drive. You've probably worked out where we're going to drive to. But anyway, bit of an adventure. Something you don't do all the time. Certainly I don't do all the time, but I thought I'd bring you along. Probably 2 odd weeks. See some things. Talk about some shit. And yeah. Generally take you behind the scenes of what we do when I'm not in the office. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And I mean, I'm not just sitting in the car the whole time. I am actually stopping and giving a bit of a look. You probably can't hear me because of the wind. But yeah, some specky spots. Haven't even got to Northman yet. So you can't say you've crossed the Nullarbor unless you stop and you take a photo or a video of this sign. Just one of those things that just has to be done. There's no choice. It's just one of those things. Done 800 Ks, got another 140. I'm just staring at a straight line. Here we go. Well, there's only one thing better once you've done 146 Ks dead straight, and it's coming up. Oh, boy, the feeling of coming up and getting your first corner. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. Just marvellous. Right, well, made it to Majura, so 1100 odd kilometres for our first night. Got a lasagna that I've had in the oven, gonna crack a beer, and that'll be me for day one, I think. See what happens tomorrow. Day 2 on the road. I've already been driving for 4 odd hours. Done 250 k since my last stop. Probably did a couple of hundred before that. So yeah, well and truly inside South Australia, and hopefully I'll get to Port Augusta tonight, so I can make my plane to Melbourne tomorrow, being Monday. So you're probably wondering why on earth I'm driving from Perth to Adelaide to get to Melbourne. Well, a couple of weeks ago, probably not even that, AVL, who you know better from the Role Models podcast and this little website he's got called Speedcafe, said, should we go to Fink, the desert rally at Alice Springs? And I'm like, absolutely, why wouldn't we? So to do that, we kind of needed a bit of a base camp and a tent and what have you, and it's just easier with the car I've got, because it's got a rooftop tent and it's got everything we need. So I needed to be in Melbourne the week before Fink, So this has kind of just turned into an elongated trip. So get to Adelaide, I'll as I say, jump on a plane to Melbourne. Got a few things to do in Melbourne for a few days, so I've got to catch up with the guys at Grove. They're releasing their Indigenous livery this week as well, so we'll go and have a look at that. I'll catch up with Brucey and the boys at Walkinshaws. Team 18 have their partner summit, which they've invited me to, which is very nice, so we'll go to that. Then jump on a plane, come back to Adelaide, pick this up, go and replenish some supplies, then go back to the airport, grab AVL, and then we'll team up and drive up to Alice and take you along to Fink, which certainly the first time I've gone. Know a few people who have been, and apparently it's quite the event to go to. So I know I'm looking forward to it. AVL's pretty excited to get over as well, I think. So as I say, I've started the journey by bringing the beds and the fridge and everything else, and it's just added an extra couple of days to my trip to Melbourne, that's all. So yeah, we'll keep plodding along the road here, and probably stop for lunch shortly and keep on trucking. Righto, well, bit to update you on. I'm in Adelaide. More specifically, I am at Adelaide Airport, as you can tell. Long-term car park. How very exciting. So there endeth part one of my journey. Stayed in Port Augusta last night. Drove down the few hours this morning to get down here and have filled it with fuel and water and all the things that we'll need to head to Fink. So we'll jump on a plane to Melbourne, do the few things I've got to do there, then meet AVL back here on Friday, jump in the truck and head to Fink, which should be a lot of fun. So last thing I need to do is grab my bag, change my jacket and get on the road. Well, not on the road, on an aeroplane. Completely different thing. See you in Melbourne. Well, good morning and welcome to Melbourne. Sunny Melbourne, as if. So I've just arrived at this Team 18 Partner Summit. So you can tell it's the Team 18 Partner Summit because there's a can of beer out the front. So we could be on the beers later. Surprise, surprise, something different. So yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to film anything inside, because who knows what it's going to be like, but normally these things are pretty good. So I'll give you a bit of an update either from inside or when I get back out to the car. But yeah, day one in Melbourne, Team 18. Let's go and see what they've got to say. Good morning. So yesterday we obviously had the Team 18 Partner Summit, which was amazing. Really good to catch up with Charlie and the guys and all the partners and have a chat to them and show them the production samples we had of last year's cars, which hopefully by now are sitting in my warehouse, or at least not too far away from my warehouse. So that was really good. But new day. We are currently, or I am currently sitting outside Groves. So about to head in. This one's just a catch up meet. The commercial manager has changed in the last 6 months or so. So have only caught up with Matt once. So it'll be good to catch up with him and discuss what we're doing. And then we'll be off to see Bruce and the guys at Walkinshaws as well. So busy little day. We will catch up with you soon. So here I am, probably about, I don't know, 30 odd hours since I spoke to you last, and I'm still in the same spot. I'm back outside Groves, ready for their Indigenous launch with their partners tonight. So that should be a bit of fun, and I'll be able to take you in. But thought you'd give you a bit of an update on what I've been doing. So After I left you last, I saw the guys at Groves, which was great. Talked about their plans, which that should be quite exciting for everyone. Then I went and saw the guys at Walkinshaw's, saw their Indigenous livery, which you guys would have all seen it by now, but they're pretty good looking cars, so should be pretty good. There might be a little more happening there as well with their cars towards the middle of the year, so that should be really good too. But yeah, we'll get organised. We'll go into this livery launch for their Penrite Indigenous liveries. They've said I can bring you guys along, so excuse me, that's my phone. They've said I can bring you along, so that'll be cool. And get some shots of that, and then we'll chat to you a bit later. One of the coolest things that come to Groves is walking into their foyer and seeing some of the cars that they've got on display. Last time I was here, it was one of the Ken Block cars. This time, one of the Porsches. Hello from Adelaide. So leg 2 of my journey is complete. I flew in this morning from Adelaide. We had that Grove launch last night, which was fantastic. So now I am sitting in the IKEA car park, of all places, outside Adelaide Airport, waiting for AVL's flight to land. So as soon as he's arrived and got his bag and all that sort of nonsense, we'll head over to the airport, pick him up, and then we start the next part of the journey and head off to Alice, which will be exciting. So yeah, stick around. We're going to get AVL and go from there. Well, good morning. Sorry we left you yesterday. I picked up AVL and then we got distracted. But welcome to the Northern Territory. Well, I'm in South Australia at the moment, but if I walk over here, now I'm in the Northern Territory. Proof and everything. So yeah, welcome to the Northern Territory side. Lovely. What's this graffiti already? You can tell someone's been here. God, I don't know. These terrorists. So yeah, we're on our way. We are in the Northern Territory. We're a couple of hours away from Alice. So we'll get to the prologue stage and see what's happening.
We just get a bit of social stuff and mostly go and stuff. Yeah. But we just want to come out for a look while we can. And it's their first time, we're just...
Well, good morning. We're finally out in the bush. We didn't record anything last night. We got a bit distracted by the fire and some tins and some locals catching up with and sitting by the fire and talking, you know what. But we've watched the cars go through this morning, so we're just hanging around to watch the bikes go through, and then we'll head back into town because ABL's actually probably got some work to do. But I'll cut some footage in here of the cars going through. It was pretty cool. First time I've certainly been out here, first time AVL's been out here. So you might be able to hear him in the background cutting videos together. So yeah, so now it's a bit of brekkie time. So we've got the fire going again and got some brekkie on the go. AVL's in the truck doing a bit of work. So yeah, we'll watch the cars go past and then head back into town. Yeah, it only needs to be sort of 15.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's cool order.
Fuck, it is hot.
Yep.
Oh, how good is this?
Alright, should we fire into it?
Why not?
Go away for it. Hello and welcome to a somewhat different episode of the Role Models podcast. Let's call it a Role Models mini.
Another car finishes. Final day of Fink here in Alice, or just out of Alice, and we've got some winners. We've got some women. So the West Aussies, as ever, West Aussies bringing it home. So yeah, last day of Fink. The car's just coming through now. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Lowndesy's going to make it. Looks like they've had a front suspension failure by the sound of it, which isn't very good. The range is still coming through though at this stage, we think. So yeah, pretty good event. Definitely will be back. I think it surprised me. Well, I didn't really have any expectations on what it'd be like, and it's exceeded everything. So yeah, just waiting for the bikes now, and we'll go from there. Well, it would have been great to be able to show you both the Chevy and the Raptor, but unfortunately for Chev, that's not here. But we do have the Raptor. Missed the record just, but they took it pretty easy once they knew the Chevy was out. But yeah, I'll wander around, take some photos of this beast, and yeah, might think about making one. Cool little project, I think. Well, I'm no longer in Alice Springs, and this is a reasonably impromptu video because I'm actually in South Australia, and it's what day am I? Tuesday. So, and it's Tuesday almost evening. It's about 5 o'clock. That's my compressor. Excuse that noise. Just scared the living crap out of me. But I am having my own think experience of sorts. I have taken a bit of a shortcut through South Australia. So a couple of 100 k's south of Cooper Pedy, you can take a detour which gets you back to the Nullarbor, back to Ceduna, and cuts a couple of 100 k's off. The one problem is it's made out of this, which ordinarily isn't a problem because we have plenty of this sort of stuff in Perth or in southwest WA where I have grown up and spent one or two, let me turn that pump off. Spent one or two Septembers chasing rally cars when Rally Australia was a thing and when Rally Australia was in Perth. But anyway, I say this is an impromptu part of the video because I'm stopped on the side of this lovely gravel road because of this. Now it's only flat on the bottom, so I should be right. Fortunately, I packed a puncture repair kit. And I say fortunately because I'd forgotten that I had. So thanks to my good friends at ARB, I obviously was smart enough slash silly enough to pack that for this very occasion. So as you can see, I have isolated the problem. It's a hole just there. So I'm just about to I mean, it doesn't look like it's sitting on the bead very well anymore either. Fortunately, these things have got tyre pressure monitors in them as standard from the factory. So it alerted, I'm running sort of high 40s, and it alerted me when it got to 39, and I'm like, oh boy, that's not ideal. And so I pulled over while it still had plenty of air in it, which also meant that I could hear where the air was coming from, which is handy. So I'm kind of hopefully going to be able to do this in situ. So without further ado, let's see what sort of mess I can make it doing this and hopefully get back on the road. Well, that was 40 minutes that I didn't need to spend. And it got slightly more difficult after I turned off the time lapse because indeed the bead had, or it had loosened the bead enough that I couldn't pump it back up again. So I had to jack it up. As soon as I jacked it up and took the pressure off it, it blew up. So in a good way, blew up in a good way. So, ta-da! We are back in action. This is such a pretty spot, but I have no idea where I am, other than somewhere between over there and down there, and I want to be down there. But yeah, beautiful sunset through the, I think these are the Gawler Ranges, I think. But yeah, I'll fire the old girl up and press on and try and get to where I wanted to get to, which now is going to be in the dark. So yeah, tally ho, next part. Well, good morning. I made it to where I wanted to make it to, which was just out of Ceduna. But I am now almost back in WA. Probably can't see it from here, but there's the welcome to WA sign. Checkpoint in the background where I've got to dump all my fruit and vegetables. This tyre is being problematic though, so I have just put another patch in, and hopefully that's the end of it. I think I'm going to be up for a new tyre when I get home though, because yeah, definitely doesn't like holding air anymore. Probably should change it to the spare, but I do still have some gravel to do for the rest of the trip, so I kind of want to keep the spare as a good spare. If I can just keep kind of putting patches in this one and keep this one going, I'd rather do that than change it over. So we just press on, I guess. So yeah, not sure where I'll get to today. Might try and push all the way home, but as I say, I am only at the border, so we do still have a fair bit of the journey to go. But yeah, I'll check in with you when I work out where I'm going to get to. Well, today's not gotten any easier. So after plugging this tyre a few times and using a lot of hopes and prayers, it seems my hopes and prayers have run out, because it's decided it would no longer like any more plugs. And to add insult to injury, I don't seem to be able to get the spare tyre down. And then to add insult to injury, it's raining. So yeah, fun. Go on a road trip, they said. It'd be fun, they said. I'm sure AVL is thoroughly enjoying his hotel room in Darwin. I bet it's lovely. I bet it's not 10 degrees and pissing with rain. I can almost guarantee that. So anyway, I am just letting some water out. I've got a water tank behind the back seat, and I'm hoping that I've left something behind the water tank that will help me get the spare tyre down. Otherwise, I'm probably going to try and crawl under it and see if I can't unwind it or something. I don't really know at this point. But anyway, that's what life's for, isn't it? It's about adventure, they said. So I'll let you know how I go. Well, I'm back on the road. I'm not entirely sure what this stuff is. It's falling on the windscreen. But yeah, I didn't think it rained on the Nullarbor. Well, there you go. Something new you learn every day. I was starting to feel a bit lonely though doing this solo trip, so I picked up a friend. Really couldn't be bothered putting that back underneath in the rain. So we have the spare on. Now we're trucking along, hopefully. Well, I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to stop tonight, if I even stop. I have every desire just to push on home, but I know that's probably a bad idea. So I'll see how far I get. The GPS is saying that I'll get into Norseman at about 6. So I lost a good couple of hours there farting around with that spare tyre, but anyway, it's on, we're mobile. A little bit of excitement for the trip, I guess. Road trip's not a road trip if you don't, I guess, hit a kangaroo, lose a solar panel off the roof, get a flat tyre, not know exactly how to get the spare tyre out from underneath your canopy, you know, all the fun things. So anyway, we're on the road, playing in the rain. I'm absolutely soaking wet. I'm covered in mud from crawling around on the ground, but you know, you hit that in the big jobs, don't you, apparently. So, I'm back. I'm back in the office. Where did I leave you last? Bits happened. bits happened since then. So I think I was on the road just past Cocklebiddy. We fixed that tyre, well, put the spare on. So I pushed through that night, got home about 1, I think, in the morning. Was losing those 2 hours by the side of the road wasn't that much fun. But got home and then completely forgot about this camera and everything I'd been doing with you for the last 2 weeks, because, you know, life. So got home, then that was, what was it? That was Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Friday ended up at AVL's dad's joint, setting a race car up. Ended up at the circuit on Friday running it. And then Saturday I had my first race meeting for 8 years. So by the end of Saturday night, I was well and truly done with driving, both race cars and road cars. So that was sort of it. That was my 2 weeks away. I then promptly got COVID, which is why this has taken me a little while to actually finish and get online. So yes, another few days sitting at home after I got back, recovering from that as well. So that was a lot of fun. So some thank yous. Obviously, thank you to AVL for inviting me to Finke. It was an amazing trip. Definitely something I think we're gonna do again. Thank you to the guys at Finke as well, from the management team there and the media guys. Thanks for having us. To the guys from Ford, thank you for your hospitality as well. That was really good to catch up with them, and the guys from Motorsport Australia as well. Then more broadly, the boys in the office here for letting me have 2 weeks of freedom and go and drive halfway across the country. They've kept the lights on, they've kept the business running while I've been away, so that's been great. So yeah, thank you to you guys as well if you've made it this far. It's yeah, I'm very lucky to be able to do what I do and to have the business that we have, and you guys are the reasons that I'm able to do this with the team here, to make model cars for you guys. It's a pretty good gig, so I thank you for that as well. All right, that's it from me. Thanks again. Here's my first lap of anger back in a race car for as I say, for 8 years. It was a lot of fun, so we'll do it again soon. Thanks, guys.